Hi, so I'm Jeff Singer. I'm here representing Liberty, and we're going to talk about the SDVoE Alliance. Right now, we have a lot of interest in the marketplace for AV over IP, but there's still a great opportunity out there to grab a lot more market share and make a lot more money and deliver the solutions that the market really wants and needs. So first, let's kind of set the table and what's going on out in the marketplace today. So first of all, AV and UC are now on the network. None of this should be a surprise to anybody. And there's a greater and a growing dependency for AV for communications and collaboration. IT is now responsible for AV. So our customers, people that we're actually talking to now, are IT professionals rather than just their traditional AV professionals. Now, I said before that there's a lot of interest in AV over IP, but not a lot of, we haven't really realized the full potential of AV over IP in the marketplace. So there's about a 99% awareness and demand for the technology. However, there's only about a 15% adoption rate. 85% of the systems out in the world today, the installed systems, are still HD-based. So I know it feels like it's a very mature market, but there's a lot of opportunity out there. So why, if people want it, are they not adopting it? We're going to talk more about that. The early adoption has been dominated by competing proprietary companies, proprietary technologies. And IT actually wants and demands standardized technology. And they want that technology to be implemented and used in a consistent and standard way. And right now, and actually our entire industry has been built on manufacturers and integrators all kind of doing their own thing. And that's just not the way the IT industry is built and does not meet their needs and expectations. AV is not necessarily comfortable specifying and installing IT network systems. And then, of course, we're still kind of all dealing with supply chain issues. It's getting better, but that's still a concern out there, especially for many of the manufacturers in the industry, which leaves, of course, integrators and customers waiting. So the challenges that we face in the market are the fact that there's no interoperability, right? If you have a lot of different manufacturers doing their own thing and you have proprietary technology out there, the devices are not interoperable. And the AV over IP systems are not consistent or predictable. And deploying and supporting AV over IP at scale is very challenging. Again, as we rely on AV for communications and collaboration, we're seeing more and more technology and more spaces. And so where you might have been able to have a handful of techs support a handful of meeting rooms, now you're dealing with thousands of endpoints in hundreds or thousands of spaces, and that starts to become a little unwieldy. And then, of course, we're not really sure how all the technology is being used or who's using it or which technology is being used in the room. And a lot of people are having to make very big assumptions about some very important decisions. So the idea of, IT is used to having real data and logs and tracking and dashboards to be able to really truly understand what's going on their network at any given time and over a period of time so that they can make important technology decisions. So although AV and IT needs have converged, the AV industry really remains siloed to the IT customer. So what do we do? Well, the AV industry needs to meet the market demands and expectations of the industry, of IT professionals. And that means interoperability, consistency, and predictability. Consultants, manufacturers, and integrators have to work together to establish standard codecs, transmission communications, and implementation. So we're not really good at standards in the AV industry, but we do have one emerging technology that has been adopted by more companies and more endpoints out in the market than any other. So it's really our best chance, and that's SDVoE. SDVoE is our best chance at establishing an industry standard that meets the needs and the demands of the marketplace. Now, the only thing that's ever really been holding SDVoE back, being on a 10 gig network, is the cost. But today, SDVoE products utilize ASIC chips. Now, ASIC chips are much less expensive than FPGAs. So if you have manufacturers out there building products with FPGAs, they're going to have much more difficulty actually getting product and completing and shipping product. And then ultimately, the product is going to be a lot more expensive. Why? Because ASIC chips are purpose-built for AV over IP. ASIC chips in general are purpose-built chips. These chips that SDVoE is using are purpose-built for AV over IP. The benefit of that is that on the open market, we are not competing with anybody else other than other AV over IP manufacturers in this industry. If you're using FPGAs, FPGAs are used by everything from cars to kitchen appliances. There is no manufacturer in our industry that's big enough to compete with companies like GM or GE, right? Even the biggest companies in our industry are going to be in the back of the line waiting for FPGA chips. You can't get chips, you can't build product, you can't get paid, your customers are left in the lurch waiting for equipment. Also, if you're using FPGAs, those are blank canvases. They don't do anything. The manufacturer, the individual manufacturer, is responsible for their own R&D. They've got to develop their own firmware. They have to do their own testing, their own QA, and then they have to program each and every chip themselves. If all of that sounds like it's going to cost a lot of money, it's a huge investment in R&D, it's because it is. And that's why they have to then pass that cost on to you. You're not getting any more functionality, you're not getting any more features, you're just paying more. And the board designs that we use use 33% fewer components. So again, in terms of supply chain issues and keeping costs down, the board designs are a lot more efficient, which means that the chance that we're going to be waiting for chips or waiting for components to complete the product, much lower. Fewer components lowers our cost, which means it lowers your cost. And finally, the ASIC chips that we're using require less power. They draw 7 watts of power versus the FPGA that draws 24 watts of power. Now, what does that mean? So first of all, if you are building out an you're building out IT infrastructure for your AV system, which I would say the vast majority of you out there, or installers and users, you're not putting the AV on your corporate or managed network. You're building a VLAN, you're putting a separate network. So if you're using separate infrastructure anyway, that means that you're going to need network switches. There are 2 things that drive the cost of network switches: the number of ports and the amount of power that it produces. If you can use lower powered network switches, they cost much less. So now your AV over IP endpoints cost less, your network switches cost less. So now you're able to implement that 10 gig infrastructure, that 10 gig AV over IP system, often at the same price as a traditional HD-based T or even a 1 gig. And if you're building out a new network anyway, why would you limit yourself and just put in a 1 gig network? Because again, as we just said before, the idea that customers want to leverage their existing infrastructure is not really true. They want standard infrastructure, but they don't want to use their existing network necessarily. Okay, so new networks are always going to be implemented. So now, again, if you've got a choice between HD-based T, which is all home run back to the rack, not managed on the network, or 1 gig, which is already going to be obsolete with technology like 8K, HDR+, Dolby Atmos, and whatever else is coming next, 10G is now finally affordable, and makes a lot of sense, and meets all of the needs and the requirements out in the market today. So I'm going to hand it over to my partner in crime here, Kevin, and he's going to talk to you a little bit more about the product itself. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jeff. So I'm actually going to drill a little bit deeper on a similar message, right? What we're going to actually talk about is how we can value engineer a 10 gig SDVoE solution, and how we as manufacturers have been able to create products to allow you to do that. So the first thing, just to reiterate what Jeff had said, was SDVoE developing the ASIC chip has offered an entirely new price point that we can hit that already competes with 1 gigabit solutions, but at a far superior performance. Right? Utilizing the entire family of chipsets, so brings it even further. So what some people don't realize is that there's multiple options for us as manufacturers to deliver in a product. Liberty so far has released a collection of SDVoE products that are all based around the top-of-the-line AVP 2000 chipset, right? And that's great, and it's feature-rich, and it offers features like scaling and video wall, multi-view, right? Lots of really powerful features that are built into that AVP 2000. But there's also a 1000 series that allows for a more budget-conscious application. And that's what we're actually focusing on adding to the system so that you can value engineer a system. When you mix and match these, they're completely interoperable. They perform from an audio-video standpoint exactly the same, and from a lossless, or not lossless, but uncompressed 4K, zero latency. All of the normal core SDVoE features are there. The primary difference is that we've removed video processing, right? So these AVP 1000 based endpoints, no, they don't do things like video wall and so on. So let's think about it from an application standpoint. You might have many different displays throughout an application, but only in certain segments do I need multi-view, do I need video wall, do I need scaling, and so on. So what we've done is that we have developed these two new, or are bringing to market very soon, these two new AVP 1000 products that removes some of that extra feature and brings the price point of the endpoint down to below what most people are accustomed to paying for 1 gigabit products, right? The best part about it is, again, you don't necessarily need to worry about any interop, right? Because again, all of these products interop together. It's all still built on the SDVoE Alliance technology. But it now gives a lot more flexibility to that design engineer, that technical department, or whoever is actually putting in that design to utilize a product that fits what they want to do without overpaying for an entire, for an entire slew of features that they may or may not need. Again, the example could be, I might have 2 or 3 video walls, or I may have multiple large displays that have multi-view, but then I may have 10 or 20 different displays on the network that just simply need video routing, right? We can completely mix and match these. So coming soon, over the next couple of months, we will have these shipping products that will utilize that AVP 1000, and again, give the ultimate in not only the performance, but also the ability to value engineer a solution. So with that, my piece was short. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you very much.